Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now let me start this week with a question to all of you parents. When you have little kids, are you always getting sick? I had a fantastic day on Sunday with my daughter, and on Monday morning I woke up with a sore throat and a runny nose. I feel terrible, and the worst part is not the physical symptoms in my business, it's the feeling of stupid. You know when you're sick and you just feel dumb. You can't think, you can't articulate, and my fingers aren't working. I was trying to write a blog and I couldn't type. Anyways, so clearly this is the guy you want representing you in your offer tonight. That aside, it's a lot of fun being a parent, and having Sundays off now is fantastic. Wouldn't trade it for anything, although I really could do without the constantly getting sick. But don't worry, I have my good friend, vitamin C, which my wife says, you idiot, you're supposed to take that regularly. You don't just take it when you get sick. Like echinacea, 9 pills a day. That's aggressive. Okay, guys, this week I wanted to talk about two-story lofts. And as is the case with many of my Pick 5s, the impetus for this one came from a conversation with a client. I have a client, and she said she wants a two-story loft, and she said, but I want one of those real two-story lofts, not one of those fake two-story lofts. And I said, you're going to have to explain. Everyone in a two-story loft is looking for something different. This particular client is looking for something that is large and open and airy and has 20-foot ceilings. That's what she meant. Now, reminds me of a conversation I had with a previous client who said, I'm looking for a two-story condo, which basically meant I don't want the open air loft. It's a waste of space. I want 2 stories because I want a condo, but I want to feel like I'm still in a house. I want separation. I want my bedroom to be up above my living and dining and kitchen without the wasted space. Two complete opposites. Now, what I find so funny about two-story lofts in Toronto is the following. Let's look at this. So here's a beautiful loft. I don't know where this came from. Actually, I do. I can tell you this is 5 Hannah. I can tell by this view here and by the finishes. I might have actually been in this unit. That's a topic for another day. I literally found this on the internet, just randomly Googled two-story. This is what I mean with all this open air up here, okay? And it comes with pros and cons, which we're going to go through. But this is what a lot of people think of when they think of two-story loft. Now, my favorite pictures, I dug deep in the archives of Toronto Realty blog because I literally have a folder called Photos, and it has over 20,000 images that I've used over the last 11 years. Okay, ready for this? See this right here? This is a view down from the 2nd level. And my favorite is, you see this? I drew this in paint, thank you. This is the distance between the threshold here at the window, which is nice of them to leave that there so you can clean the windows on the inside, and then the glass banister, which is basically allowing for that open air. So these were marketed as lofts with 18-foot ceilings. Do you see the irony here, guys? Tell me that we're on the same page. This is below, this is up top. It's not exactly the same thing as this open air loft. So with that said, guys, today I want to look at 5 two-story condos. Some of them are two-story condos, some of them are two-story lofts. They're east, they're west. They're pretty much similar price points, $650 to $999. That's not similar at all, but the spread is not that big. And I want to highlight the differences between what one person's looking for and the next, and then something that absolutely nobody should be looking for, which was that right there. Okay, does that sound good? Where's my echinacea? Okay, let's take a look here, guys. First and foremost, 51 East Liberty, Unit 1604. Also so short of breath when you're sick. I don't have the sick voice, though. That's good. So 51 East Liberty is obviously in Liberty Village. It is the eastmost tower. It is next to construction here. And unfortunately, see this beautiful green space? We all knew it would become a condo, and they are digging. There is construction there. So it is what it is in terms of the location. If you are the person that walks to the streetcar, that's great. Quick jaunt up Strachan to King, as opposed to the people in here that have to schlep all the way like lemmings in the middle of the winter. The winter's over, we think. Okay, so $648,500. It's been on the market 5 days. It's a 1-bed plus den. What is a den in a 2-story unit? We'll see. 2-bath. 2-piece on the main, 3-piece upstairs, and it says it's 799 square feet. So let's take a look at the photos here. This is a photo that somebody took, and everyone steals from MLS, by the way, as is this one here and this one here. Okay, so here we can see the unit itself. We have a miniature dishwasher. We have a nice view facing north. So that's north right there because that's the back of DNA. Decent living space, kind of stage. The chaise is pointing towards the outdoor space, and it looks like the TV's on the side there. Yeah, so they've done as much as they can. You see it. Do you see it? Do you see it? You see it. Tell me you see it. Look, tell me you see it. Can I get an arrow? Draw an arrow. You see it. There it is. 20-foot ceilings. Ta-da! It's actually 18-foot ceilings. See this stupid little gap here? This is exactly what I was talking about. Let me go back to that. See this? This is like the identical layout. It's absolutely ridiculous. Here is your two-story unit. Here, why would you bother having that gap there? It doesn't make any sense. So the idea, guys, I'm going to go back to this one. The idea is if you have a massive open concept space, that's fun. We can have a huge ceiling. From here, okay, here where the second story is, all the way to the glass, which is out of the frame, you're going to assume that that's 15 feet deep, beautiful, bright, open, and airy. Here, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. They do this to say we have 18-foot ceilings. That's why they do it. And I believe they did it at 5 Hannah. There was a radio ad way back in the day, 18footceilinglofts.com. I wonder if that URL still works. And it was advertising on the radio. Of course they sold out. 18footceilinglofts.com. And it was like two bros like, hey, dude, why would I have a 9-foot ceiling when I can have 18 foot? And that's exactly what they did. So obviously I'm not a fan of this. Here you go. Here's upstairs. So I ask you guys, what is the point of this? What is the point? There's absolutely no point. Why not close this off and you can have a 2-story condo? If you have bright, open, and airy, there you go. There it is. If you have a 2-story condo, you have a 2-story condo. Don't try to make an apple an orange. This is an apple. And this is an orange, in case that wasn't clear. So now what we've got is sound transfer. So somebody's downstairs and you're up here and you're like, God, I wish I didn't have that 19 inches of space from the edge of my second floor to the window that's open to downstairs. So the unit, guys, it's not terrible. This is cute staging here, laptop on the bed. The view is nice. As I said, it's north facing. The finishes are decent. It's a pretty small space. I can't find that den. Can't find, oh, there it is. There's the den. I'm told it gets really loud when I yell or clap in this video because the sound can't pick it up. So there's the den. Fantastic. Great staging. How many freaking laptops do they have in here? That's an aerial shot of the sink. That actually looks convex from here, not concave. If you don't know what convex and concave mean, just think of the buttons on the old Super Nintendo controller. Okay, so there's your staircase leading up. So you really get a sense of the flow here. I don't think they have a floor plan, which is too bad. 700 square feet, you say. Interesting. Miniature fridge as well. So the couch is too big. It juts out on the other side of the staircase. So you get an idea. Doors over here. Here's the staircase. Couch basically pointing towards the north-facing view. And then you've got, yeah, another shot. These are awful photos. And there you go. There you can see it. Okay, I'm spending too much time on this one. Facing a giant hole in the ground. That's what I was talking about. That's the green space there. We all knew eventually that that lovely green space would become a condo. And there you go. Nice staging bed. Okay. So let's move on. Like, tell me you don't see this. How ridiculous. And look at the chair. It's the same staging chair. It's wild. It's wild. There's so many stagers. They're like real stages. They're a dime a dozen. Okay, so here you can see it's like the pit to nowhere. It just serves absolutely no purpose. And it's like 12 feet long. If you're watching this and you have one of these units and you disagree with me, look, you have your right to your opinion. But you're probably wrong. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So apple trying to become an orange. Oh, was that the second bathroom? Okay, yes. No floor plan here, guys. That's too bad. Okay, let's move on because I've pretty much lambasted this one. There it is. See? Features 18-foot ceilings. Do you see that? You see how stupid this is? Features 18-foot ceilings. That is the dumbest thing I've seen in so long. I can't tell you how much that bothers me. It is an absolute insult to the intelligence to call that an 18-foot ceiling. And this was the impetus for this blog today. Okay, let's move on. 220 George. George. Remember Kruger on Seinfeld? George. That's a better Kruger. George. I'm going to see if I can dig up that video clip. Note to self.
Maybe there should be a Gammy.
Oh, no.
George. Gammy's getting upset!
Okay, so 220 George is called oxygen. Actually, no, that would have been... What is that? What's the stuff the doctors get high on? I can't remember. I told you I'm not smart today. I'm sick. Okay, so 220 George, similar unit. It's a 1+1 and 3. I can't find that third bathroom for the life of me. It's a joke because there isn't one. Similar price point, 668, 800, 55 days in the market, a lot larger, over 1,000 square feet. Now the issue with George is, where is it? So I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't live too far from here. I'm right here at the View, and here's George. And yes, last year there was a hit and somebody got shot to death right here. You can read about it on my blog, True Story. The reason I mention this is because, look, it knows where I live, home. The reason I mention this is because this section of George, once you are, see the break here? This doesn't really go anywhere. It's actually just where cars park, and police park here when you're making the illegal turn between 4 and 6. So George basically is separated by Shooter Street. When you get north of Shooter Street, it is not as good an area. That's where the riffraff is. And of course I mentioned this because somebody got shot outside my building. So the riffraff is up here. Okay, Pembroke, Dundas and Sherborne, you know it's not a great spot. And they're having trouble selling these because there are a lot of these. There are several of these on the market. So let's take a look at the photos first, and then I'll go to the floor plan. So the first thing you see is really ominous sky. It looks like aliens are about to invade, and either Will Smith or Tom Cruise is going to help the residents of this building. I absolutely love artist renderings. Like, there's just no other buildings, and there's a park, and it's just beautiful, and the sky is purple a lot of the times. Okay, so great. Let's get to the unit itself. Great painting of the hallway. So here we go, unit itself. And this is the difference here I wanted to talk about. Now, first of all, I put this in one of my blogs once. What kind of basketball player is living here to be able to access that microwave? It's absolutely crazy. So I suspect that this is the dishwasher, because this is the stove and it can't be there, and it can't be here under the sink. So if that's the dishwasher, your oven, your actual oven, is like at your head, and then your microwave is way up top. So layout is such that over here is probably where they're calling the den in the hallway. Then you've got a floating staircase, which is very cool. And in this condo, maybe it's useful because you can put something under that. That could like be its own den. This is all sarcasm in case you haven't noticed. Okay, so we didn't stage this. Yeah, oh, maybe that's the dishwasher. I think I was right. I don't know any other way that they could do it. So then you've got the upstairs bedroom, and there is one of your bathrooms. There aren't 3. I'm going to go to the floor plan in a bit. And then we just go to stock photos. Okay, that's terrible. So let me go to the floor plan, because you're basically saying, David, this is a terrible description of this unit. We need more. Okay, so here's your front foyer. No, they did not call it a den. That's good. What they did call a den was this awful weird area over here. So this is the staircase. This is basically a hallway at 5'8" by 14, and they're calling it a den. Now you access said hallway den to get to the balcony, and I'm assuming this cutout here is probably the elevator or the garbage chute or the staircase. So foyer, that's what we were missing in the few pictures that we saw. 2-piece bath. You've got that weird kitchen here. Space under the stairs, very small living dining, and don't forget, this HVAC totally kills your space, because that's where you'd want to put a couch or a TV. I actually included that in a blog a couple weeks ago about pillars. Actually, no, we were looking at floor plans. We were looking at floor plans and talking about how this kills your space. So you've got another one up here. Master bedroom's a decent size. It's got a small closet, 3-piece ensuite. Oh, I was wrong. There is 3 bathrooms. I'm going to have to take it back. Although I will now say that worse than saying there's 3 bathrooms when there are 2 is this floor plan that has 3 bathrooms. Why do you have a 3-piece bathroom here and a 3-piece bathroom here? Hold on. I'm stumped. I am stumped. Let me just lean back a little more. I don't understand what in the heck this is about. This may be the worst floor plan I've ever seen in my life. Wow. I know I'm killing airtime here, guys, but what does this mean? So we have a 2-piece downstairs for the guests. That makes perfect sense. You go upstairs, and we have a 3-piece ensuite. Fantastic. Standing shower, sink, toilet. Then on the other side, we have another standing shower, sink, toilet. So there's a shower here and a shower here and a concrete wall in between. Why do you need this? The only thing I can think of is that somebody somewhere thought, you know, it'd be really great having privacy in your own ensuite bathroom, and then your guests may go upstairs to use the bathroom that's not yours, but you have a 2-piece downstairs. This was not planned. I saw the 3 bathrooms, and I thought that's definitely not a 3-bathroom condo, so I had planned a little bit on that, but this I did not plan. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible floor plan. and it's available now for $668,800. Okay, well, I'm going to try to gather my focus here, guys. So we have 1040 square feet for $668,800, which is actually a phenomenal price when you think about it, because that's what, $630, $640 a square feet. They say we have a terrace when we don't. We have a small balcony. There is no parking. Your maintenance fees are $700, which is kind of a lot for a new building. They're having trouble selling these, and now I see why this layout is brutal. Wow, I was not prepared for that. Okay, 1 Scott Street. So 1 Scott Street is an A-plus location. We're down on the Esplanade. London on the Esplanade is what the building is called. Now this building, for reference, is 444 units, which of course includes 38 the Esplanade, which is next door, which is here. So A-plus location. Here's Yonge in front. You're close to TTC, close to Brookfield, close to the Path, close to everything. And it's a very, very popular building for good reason. So here we have $749,000 for a 1-bed plus den 2-bath. Does have parking. Maintenance fees are reasonable, over 1,000 square feet. They're holding back offers on this one April 4th. So let's get a sense of the layout here. Now this is a little different. So here we have this cutout, but this is not the same thing. This is not that silliness we saw in the first unit. The staircase, I actually find this is better when you've got a little jog here, because it cuts up less space. I'm not going to go back to that unit at Oxygen because I'm trying to forget desperately that it exists, but this is avoiding wasting square footage in the staircase. And a lot of people complain about townhouses that you're just wasting square footage. I might buy that, except you have to have a 2-story layout. This layout works. So we have a nice big open concept kitchen, center island, bar stools. We've got a little table, pretty fair size living space. Yeah, you can see there. It's reasonable. Like, this is the issue, right? Is we're always going to waste a little bit of space. And here you can see the cutout, which is over the stairs, which makes sense. If you're going to have that rise, it might as well be over the stairs, not like it was in that first unit where the stairs were at the front. So there you can see they're kind of doubling this as the dining room table. What more can you do? Although 1,000 square feet is pretty decent. Oh no, I was wrong. I saw this before. Now I remember this. I remember thinking, why do they have 2 dining areas? So bar stool, and then they've got another one here for good measure. My guess is, now I was going to say there's a leaf. There's no leaf in a glass table. It could be extendable from underneath. So good floor plan. We have room for living. We have room for dining. We have extra space if you want to around the bar, breakfast bar that is. So here's the 1 bathroom. Should be on the main, and then we'll go upstairs. See, this is actually sorted out in a nice layout. Now up here, see what I mean? It's open, but it's where the staircase is, so it makes sense. It's not the same thing as this, which is on the opposite side of the staircase. They're pretending to make it something that it's not, apples and oranges. So huge, huge bedroom. You've got room for a chair you'll never sit in with a weird ottoman and a king-size bed. Over here you have the den, a little computer. Great shot. Open and open. Really good shot, although I would have closed that door. People don't like seeing toilets. Something about feng shui. TV over there. That's an interesting spot for it. You can't put it there. I don't know. I've never had a TV in my bedroom other than on vacation. Never once in my life. Did you know that in grade 6, 1991, I decided that I wanted a TV in my room? So I made, before Microsoft Excel existed, I made a chart of all of my friends, and there was a box for TV, computer, and game console. And I checked it all off. It was like, well, Will has a TV and a Sega in his room, and Chris has a TV, and that's it. And like every single person, and I put it on my parents' door. My dad got home, and I heard him walk upstairs, and there was some silence, and then I heard the sound of something crumpling. And I woke up the next morning, and it was in front of my door. What an arrogant child I was. What an awful, awful thing to do. Come to think of it, what a terrible story to tell. Maybe I should edit this part out. Anyways, yes. My poor childhood without a TV in my room. I'm jealous of these people here. Note that this is a walk-in closet. You cannot see that from here. You need to see the depth. So here you've got the nice walk-in closet. Really great floor plan. Take 1 mark off for having the Camry in there. Separate shower and tub. I don't know. To me, it's a bit of a waste of space. You could have had the shower head here and use this for storage or something. Doesn't really do much for me. Anyways, really good unit. See, now you can see it's a walk-in. Really, really good unit. Very popular building. I would expect this thing to sell. How much? I had a unit in here not too long ago. What did we get? We got $950 for 1,000 square feet. $950 for this. Well, you'd see it's $200,000 underpriced. So interesting. Either we did really well, or these guys are about to sell for $200,000 over list. Okay, so let's move on here to 500 Richmond. Another look at a 2-bedroom. at a two-story, and here you get a sense of the old style of two-story. This is a two-story condo. It is not a two-story loft. They're not trying to fake it. So not hardwood. You can tell this building shows its age. I think it's year 2000. Let me see. Yes, year 2000. This building is 4 stories, 169 units, and here you can see, look, there's no silliness. There's no gap that's this big. It's just a simple two-story unit, folks. That's all it is. Living, dining, kitchen, excuse me, on the main. Really catching up with me now. And then you've got your bedroom upstairs. So if you want a two-story unit, you don't want any wasted space, don't have that nonsense gap there, you know, you have to look a little bit older, and this is the year 2000. So, I'm getting tired here. There is an outdoor space here, which has a little trellis. I thought it was kind of cool. And pretty good layout overall. Could have used this space here for a dining area and reposition the furniture, but, well, to each their own. See, it's a pretty deep space, and there's no real dining. You've just got this little spot to put on your shoes over here, if you will. I don't like that brick. Okay, let's go upstairs. There we go. So there's the den, and here's the bedroom. It is massive. So the fun part about older buildings is you actually get bedrooms that are functional. This is a queen-size bed. It has a ton of space. It has 2 built-ins on either sides of the TV. You've got room for a shelf over here. You've got like a little dressing area here, and look at all this open space. It's a real throwback to, I had a unit at 39 Jarvis last year. Same thing. Master bedroom's massive. Actually, this might be even larger. There you go. See how big that is? Is that a pommel horse? Is that a pommel horse? I know that person's probably not using it. It's also a little low to the ground. Not regulation, US gymnastics. That's kind of a neat piece. Pommel horse to put on your shoes in the morning. Okay. Cool. Good. I like this unit. Ton of value. There's your bathroom. 2 sink. Don't believe... Oh, yeah, there is a tub, actually. See? That's what they should have done in the other one. That's a really good unit. And there is your outdoor space with the trellis. Very cool. So where is 500 Richmond? It's a building not a lot of people know of. You'll pass it when you're going on Richmond. Oh, this awfulness right here. There's a building being built on Bathurst, and there's a huge bottleneck between Portland. Go up on Portland and go across Queen. This bottleneck is just absurd. It's crazy right now. I hate condo construction. It's terrible. Okay, I got one more, guys. I'm really fading here. I do not feel like I'm operating at 100%. Are you starting to see how the 2-story layouts can differ? 2-story loft, 2-story fake stupid loft, staircase at the front, staircase with the opening over it, and then in the last one you just see a regular 2-story condo. So now we're at 530 Indian Grove. To 530 Indian Grove, we are in the junction. So the one thing you'll notice, people always think junction and they think train. Where's the train in relation? Here's the train. See that train track there? Are you far enough away that you're not going to hear it? I would think so. Junction triangle here. I said this last week in my blog, West Bend. What the hell is that? Call this the Junction Triangle. It is just south of Dundas. It's a really, really good spot, and it's a fun building. It's brand new. How many units here? 8 stories, 92 units. Is that right? Yes, I think that is. So here we have a 2-bed, 2-bath, $999. We are over 1,000 square feet. There is a floor plan. I'm going to pull that. And we have a cool terrace. Let's have a look at the floor plan first. Very nice. So this is a penthouse. Wasted square footage. Let me just zoom in, guys. Wasted square footage here. See this lower? So you walk in, and then you go right up a set of stairs, and it says skylight above. So 106 square feet, you're paying for that, right? You're paying, what, 8,000, 9,000 a square? So once you're in the unit, you can see here, this would actually look cool. You're looking down below, and you've got a glass railing. So again, very different layout in terms of 2-story, but this is the point of today's blog. We've seen 5 units and 5 completely different 2 stories, and some of you would say that's actually not a 2-story unit, but it is, according to builders and people on MLS. Okay, so bedroom here. There's a very thin sheet of drywall in between. It's not a split bedroom plan as we like. Now the 195 square feet of terrace is essentially what? 30 feet long by, 6.5 feet. So how usable is it? Planter, planter, chair, chair, planter, planter, and so on. It's not a square. If you had a 20 by, no, what would that be? 50, I'm trying to do math here. Say the 13 by 13, 196, I believe. It would be square, and it would be usable, and it would be able to accompany your barbecue, your 4-person, 6-person dining set, and maybe a couple of chairs. So I don't love that setup. Okay, let's take a look at the photos, because that's probably going to shed a better light. Don't love the colors. I got a unit coming out next week. The bedroom is blue. I've got to paint it. Told my client we're doing it 100%. It's a loft. It has to look bright and airy. It'll be at 90 Sherborne in case you're interested. So there you see another one, another bedroom, dark colors. Remember, there's just a sheet of drywall in between, not a split plan. Now we're going back and forth. Okay, good staging with the towels. So here you see, this actually reminds me of a unit I had at 138 Princess Street. There was a penthouse. It was the same kind of idea, except downstairs was actually usable square footage. So see here, this is what you feel with the two-story. Now, if down below, for argument's sake, was a whole other area of living, I would think this is cool. What I just don't like is that wasted square footage at the bottom that you are paying for. So really great finishes. I do like this layout. Let's see if we can get a wide shot. No. So there's your staircase again. There's your second bedroom, first bedroom over there. Wide shot? Sort of. There you go. Okay, like the space that's separated for living dining. Fantastic light, fantastic view. Worth $1 million? Boy, oh boy, I guess. They don't have an offer date. Okay. So there. What more can we say about that? There's a gym. There's a party room. That actually looks like somebody's condo. Yeah, it literally looks like somebody's condo. And there's the staircase, so you can see downstairs. So they don't know what to do. They put a chair there for staging purposes. It's 106 square feet. And now you can see the size of the terrace. So it doesn't have that width that you need to actually have functional space. You're just kind of sitting out here, and as people write on MLS, watch the world go by from your terrace. I had a friend of mine today ask me, do you believe in the fluff for MLS? And he said his wife, who's at home on mat leave, was like writing the MLS listing for him and was just so full of like fluff and nonsense. Things like, you know, oh, what was the word? Opulence? People misuse words all the time and they just write about fluff. They're like, the quintessential blah blah. Just tell me about the roof. Tell me about the furnace. Tell me about the improvements. Is it a mutual or a private driveway? Give it to me. 10-foot ceilings. Is there exposed brick in the condo? Don't give me fluff like, sit on your balcony and watch the world pass by before your eyes. Which is probably what you write about this. Okay, guys, I think that's it for me. I appreciate your patience this week. Not all there, and that's what really bothers me about getting sick. It's not the incessant snot. It's not the sore throat. It is the dumbness. It is the fact that you can't think and articulate, and it's the slurring of speech. I feel like I'm having a stroke. I didn't slur once in this Pick 5. Maybe I'm actually getting better. Don't tell my wife, because I like how she dotes on me when I'm sick. She says I'm a big baby. Most men are. Anyways, guys, so that's it for this week. That was a look at two-story condos. We've got two-story lofts, two-story condos. We've got new style, old style, like 500 Richmond. We have the big, beautiful, open concept, airy spaces. And then we have those stupid units that sell to people based on the 18-foot ceilings, which don't really exist. Have a fantastic long weekend. I am really looking forward to some time off, and by that I mean Friday I will be in my office drinking a coffee and a t-shirt with my feet up doing a little work, because to me that's a pretty solid day. I'll see you guys next week. Bye for now.